everybody, it's Delilah and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a bit of a Q&A video for you guys in my last pregnancy update. Say hi, Winston. In my last pregnancy update, I asked you guys to ask me questions, anything that you wanted to know just about me or birth or anything like that. And I was super happy to see lots of comments, lots of questions, lots of people with multiple questions. So I have them written down here because my pregnant brain cannot process all of this unless it's like clearly written in front of me. So I have everything written down, all the questions that I'm going to answer. And before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your loving comments on my last few videos. Reading your comments and like the encouraging things that you have to say to me and hearing your experiences and all of that kind of stuff, it just totally makes my day and it makes me so happy. So thank you guys so much for your lovely comments and just being so wonderful and awesome. Alright, so let's get started. The first question is from Tina XO. She asks, will you be uploading as often as you do after baby comes? I want to say yes, but honestly I'm really not sure what's going to happen. I am pre-filming videos, so I hope to have about a month's worth of videos pre-filmed so that I don't have to worry about all of that after baby comes and I can still be uploading regularly. But as for vlogs, I really want to continue to vlog, especially with baby and everything, so I can remember all of those times, like the first few weeks with baby and the first few weeks as a family. I really want to remember those for the future, but I just don't know if I will be able to edit them and get them out on time. I'm definitely gonna try, but I'm not gonna promise anything. So I'm definitely hoping to vlog, but the vlogs will probably be not quite as regular as they have been. The second one, actually there's 3 from this person. Anna Gam, have you researched birthing methods? I haven't really looked into birthing methods a whole lot. I don't really want to look into it too much because I don't want to come up with this like idea of exactly how labor and delivery is going to go. I just kind of want to go with it and feel it out. So I'm not researching too much. I am watching lots of like birth vlogs and birth stories and things like that, but other than that I'm really not like researching it at all. I'm just kind of going with it, kind of going with the flow. That's really how I want this whole thing to be, because there's no way of knowing whether it's going to be an easy birth or a really hard birth or long or short. There's just no way of knowing. So I don't want to like have this idea in my head of exactly how I want it to go, exactly how I want to do it and all that kind of thing. So I haven't researched birthing methods or anything like that really at all. So will you try for a vaginal birth? Yes, absolutely. I absolutely 100% want a vaginal birth, but I am also trying to keep an open mind, knowing that anything could go wrong. I may need an emergency C-section and there's just no way of knowing, but I absolutely want to try for a vaginal birth. I just think it's such a special thing to be able to like physically push your baby out. Also, I'm quite terrified of C-sections, to be honest, which also makes me want a vaginal birth even more, but C-sections just absolutely terrify me. It's just the thought of being in surgery and still being awake that just totally, I don't know, it scares me a lot. So I am definitely hoping to try for a vaginal birth. She also asks, have you considered a doula? And no, I have not, just because I'm quite shy, to be honest. I'm like super shy, and I have quite a bit of social anxiety in certain situations. So if I were to get a stranger to be in the room with me, I think that would make me even more uncomfortable, even though that person may know everything there is to know about birth and they may be super helpful. I think it would honestly stress me out even more. I really just want Zach to be there and as few people, as few doctors, as few nurses as possible, just because I feel a lot more comfortable with less people around me. The next one, actually the next few, is from Sarah Bailey. I guess the first one isn't really a question, but I would love if you told us your anxiety and fears about birth. There are a few that kind of stick out to me. The first one is going into labor while Zach is at work. he works 1.5 hours away from where we live, and he works shifts that are 2 weeks on and 1 week off. So he works every day for those 2 weeks, and then he has a full week off. He does come home every night, which is wonderful, but he is gone from 5 in the morning until 6:30 in the evening. So if I go into labor at any time during the day, then he will have to drive home from work 1.5 hours, and I will have to go through labor alone, which really terrifies me just because I don't know how it's going to go. If it's a longer labor, I'll be fine, I'm sure, but I'm just terrified that it's going to be a really short labor and Zach won't get here in time, or it'll just be like almost to the point where it's too late to get to the hospital, or things like that. So that's one of my biggest fears about labor, is him being at work and not being able to get to me on time. It's not like I don't have anybody else who could take me to the hospital. Both my parents and Zach's parents work close by and would be able to take me if I needed. This probably sounds kind of bad, but I don't want them to know when I'm in labor. I want to be able to call them once baby is here and tell them that they're grandparents, and I kind of want that reaction, if that makes any sense. But if need be, I can definitely call them and they will be able to take me to the hospital. So it's not like I don't have anybody, but it's just I really want Zach to be there. And obviously he wants to be there too. Another one, probably my other main concern, or anxiety or fear, is an epidural, but there's a few different aspects to this fear. I really want to go through this birth naturally, but I know that if it's a long, really terrible labor, I'm not going to not get an epidural. Like, I'm not totally opposed to it. It's just something that I would prefer not to have. I would prefer to have a drug-free labor for a few reasons. Number one, I know that medications, numbing medications and things, really don't react well with my body. I know this through the dentist actually, because whenever I get frozen to get like cavities filled or whatever, I think my body is just so small that it can't handle very much, so they put in a normal amount of numbing, whatever it is, and then my entire half of my face is just totally frozen, like up to my eyes and everything. Like, my eyes get droopy and everything is frozen. I get really panicked when I'm numb as well. I find it really difficult to breathe. I get anxiety, a panic attack basically. So also I've had wisdom teeth pulled and they gave me laughing gas during that time, and they gave me a normal dose again, and it was way too much. I almost blacked out. Like, it just made me feel really nauseous and not good. And then they turned the dose down, and I don't think it helped at all. So those kinds of medications and things, I fear they will not work well on my body and they'll make me sick and things like that. That is one reason why I'm scared of an epidural. And I guess second, like I did mention, I feel really panicky when a part of me is numb. Like, I've gotten stitches and they had to numb me for that, and I hate that feeling, and especially on my face it made me feel really panicky. So I feel like if my whole bottom half is numb, I really feel like I'm going to panic, and that would make the whole labor experience really not fun for me. Those two reasons are very big reasons why I don't want an epidural. It's not that I'm necessarily scared of the needle, it's just that I am scared of how it's going to make me feel. But I'm also terrified that if I don't get an epidural and I do need an emergency C-section, then they obviously have to put me under because there's not enough time for the epidural to get into my system. And that is one of my biggest fears, is just not being able to see my baby when it comes into the world. To not be able to be aware, and just to only see my baby a few hours after it's born, that would upset me so much, and I don't think it's something I'd be able to get over. Ugh. It would break my heart if I couldn't see my baby come into the world. So I'm terrified of getting an epidural, but I'm also terrified of not getting an epidural in case that would happen. I don't know. An epidural, there's so many like good things and bad things about it, and I'm just kind of scared of it in general. Do you have any baby products that you are excited to try and use? Baby products. I don't think I have anything like in particular that I'm super excited about, just because we have not really bought anything. We're trying to keep it super basic because we know we're going to have baby showers after baby is born. So we have not been buying a whole lot of stuff. We've been trying to keep it really minimal. So we haven't really bought anything that I'm super crazy excited about. Obviously I'm excited about, you know, everything that we've bought, like the clothes, the swaddles, the everything. Like I'm super excited about everything. Nothing really sticks out in particular. Nothing yet. I'm sure there'll be something once baby comes. Do you plan on co-sleeping or using a bassinet or crib? I plan on using a bassinet. We actually have a Moses basket in the back there, right beside where I sleep. I'm really hoping that goes well, but I'm not against the idea of co-sleeping whatsoever. My husband is the one who is iffy on it. He's heard too many bad stories, and he doesn't want, you know, our child to be sleeping in our bed for years and years, obviously, which makes total sense, and I understand that, but if co-sleeping is what seems to work best for the first few months, I'm definitely gonna try it and see how that goes. But I'm really hoping that the bassinet will work just fine. Baby is right next to me after all, and I can just reach over and rock baby until I fall asleep and baby falls asleep. And I think it'll be okay, but every baby is different, so I'm not sure how exactly that's gonna go. We do also have a crib in the nursery. I really don't know when I'm going to move baby from our room to the nursery. Honestly, I just really need to, I guess, feel it out. We do hope to have baby in there like around the 6-month mark. Sooner or later, I'm not sure, but definitely we want to get our baby used to sleeping on its own, because we don't want to have, you know, 3 or 4-year-old always sleeping in our bed, because we really want our child to have that sort of independence. Obviously, you know, if our child is scared and there's a thunderstorm outside or something, he or she is very welcome to come sleep with us, but we definitely don't want it to be something that happens every night. Ali and family asks, when is your due date? My due date is July 19th. The original due date was July 22nd, but according to the scan, like the ultrasound, I guess, it was July 19th, and it has stayed that way throughout until now. My period cycles have never been very accurate, so I am going by the July 19th. I would trust that one a little bit more than July 22nd, but it's still, I mean, it's a few days apart. It doesn't really make a difference. But that being said, baby may come earlier because according to my last doctor visit, things are starting to happen. So yeah, that is the due date, but baby could, at this point, baby could come at any time. And the last one is from Mel R. She says, are you going to do a maternity photo shoot? And the answer is yes. We actually did one a few days ago. You'll actually see that in the vlog. I posted a vlog today. You'll see it in that vlog. But we did do a maternity photo shoot. I am so excited about it. So incredibly excited. I got a photographer who I love. I love her work. I love how she works. She made the whole photo shoot go super smooth, like she knew exactly what she was doing. And she has a really like natural, very earthy style to her photos, so nothing is, you know, overposed or, you know, things like that, which is really what I was going for. And I wanted it to be kind of like a boho style photo shoot, so I feel like my dress and my outfit kind of went perfectly with it, and the weather was absolutely beautiful, and her style of photography is perfect. And the locations that we were able to find, I think it's just going to be really nice, so I'm really excited about that. So that is everything for this video. I feel like I've been talking for a really long time, so this might be a long video, and if it is, I apologize. But anyways, if you guys have any more questions for me, feel free to just comment them down below and I will answer them in the comment section. If you want to follow me on social media, I will leave my link down below. It's where I'm going to be announcing baby's arrival, and I will be posting lots and lots and lots of pictures, I'm sure, of baby. So if you want to follow me there, go ahead and check that out. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!